Once again on the screen, you see our equation that we came up with right in front of example 1. Again, this equation applies to really all of chapter 8.4. And we're going to look at it a slightly different way before we attack example 2. So if you know what the A needs to be and you're trying to figure out the R, we have a special name for that. That's called a sinking fund. As in, I know what I'm trying to get to. What I'm trying to figure out is what does my monthly payment need to be in order for me to hit that mark. It's the same equation. So example 2, page 422. Assume that you wish to save $1,800 in a sinking fund in 2 years. All right, we don't know what you need the payments for, but we know that the A needs to equal $1,800. So let's put down what we know. A is $1,800 this time. The time, they gave us that. That's 2 years. The account pays 6% compounded quarterly. All right, so we know the interest rate, 6%. Again, for us, that's going to be 0.06. And they also gave us the N, compounded quarterly. How many quarters are there in a year? How many quarters are there in a dollar? It's the same amount. There's 4 quarters. So the N value is going to be 4. Back to our example, it says, what should your quarterly payment be? All right, in other words, what is the big R in this case? Okay, let's take all those numbers and let's set it up down here. Give ourselves plenty of room so that our A value is 1,800. So 1,800 equals. Our big R is the unknown. Big parenthesis here, then sub parenthesis. We got 1 plus. We have little r, which is 0.06, divided by n, which is 4, taken to the power of 4 times the years, 2. Or 2 times 4. Doesn't matter the order you do that multiplication. Minus 1, all divided by 0.06 divided by 4, and close bracket here. It looks a little complicated when we finish writing it down, but no more so than the first time we did it when we were calculating what A was in example 1. The key to getting this problem to calculate properly on the calculator is to do the big parenthesis first. Get that number. Because really, to find our R value, we're going to take 1,800 and we're going to divide it by whatever we find this big parenthesis to be. So the way I always do that to remind myself of that is I'm going to say that this problem really comes down to this. R, big R equals 1,800 divided by whatever I get in my big parenthesis. I'm going to leave that big parenthesis blank for the moment because that's going to remind me to get that value. So let's go ahead and bring our calculator up and calculate what this amount is going to be. So again, we're going to start right here in the inner parenthesis. We're going to take 0.06. We're going to divide it by 4. Enter. Then we're going to say plus 1. Enter. Then we're going to raise it to the power of 4 times 2. You could say 8, but we'll just keep it as 4 times 2. And then we're going to say minus 1, because we know now what this inner parenthesis is. We can say minus 1. Enter. And then we're going to finally say divided by. Don't forget, you need a sub parenthesis here. Otherwise, the calculator is not going to be able to calculate this correctly. So we're going to take 0.06 divided by 4. End parenthesis. And now we know what the entire big parenthesis is. It's 8.432. So in case my calculator craps out for whatever reason, let's go ahead and get that amount onto our screen so we have some basis here. Now I'm not going to write the full decimal, just enough that would remind me that this was 8.432. So let's put down 8.432. I want to use the full decimal in my calculator to achieve the answer. So let's bring our calculator back on screen here. And we're at the stage where we need to take 1,800 and divide it by this number that's in our calculator. So what we want to do is we want to hit 1,800 divided by. Now we could put in 8.432. We want to put the full decimal in, but why? Let's use the power of our calculator to get this in here. So we're going to first hit the second button, and then we're going to hit the negative sign. And that's going to say ands. And ands is always the last answer we just had. And so this is going to do this division for us. And we get to say enter. And the answer is $213.45. So let's translate that to our screen. R equals $213.45. So it looks like if we make regular payments of $213.45 into this annuity for 2 years, we'll have $1,800 at the end with the interest that goes in there. Pretty neat, huh?